Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Randomly Generated Podcast. I am, of course, your devilishly handsome, not co-host, host, Fedora Gamer. Co-host. I'm thinking of the next sentence. My co-host is unfortunately absent once more. Ginger Dragon had some family obligations. He quickly went from my most reliable co-host I've ever had to missing 3 of the last 4 podcasts. It's alright, though. Family happens, you know. Even dragons have family. He will absolutely be back next week. It's unfortunate that he didn't tell me this until last night, because I know he really likes the game that we're going to have today, and he's actually rather disappointed he's going to miss this one, but so goes life, apparently. It was too late to change anything. So, speaking of which, our guest indie developer today is Tyler, aka Kix, or Cast Kix, the developer of Aces Wild. If you have not played Aces Wild, you are doing life wrong. That's all I gotta say. Anyone watching this, that's how it is. You'll see later in the podcast, I'll be playing some of it. And this week we are joined by a recycled guest, Josh of GamingFTL.
Hey, how's it going?
I needed him here for my weekly dose of British accent.
You're welcome, good sir.
Tyler might not know this, but there's a running, I'd say joke, but it's probably true that I kind of have an accent fetish, especially for like British and Australian. So
Yeah, I like accents too. They're lots of fun.
yeah, so I tend to have a lot of British people on this show. It just kind of happens that way. It's not intentional, maybe. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into the first segment. What we've been playing this week. Let's start with Tyler. What have you been playing this week?
Oh man, I gotta think about it. Oh, I tried playing Street Fighter 4. So I'm like a huge fighting game player.
Yes, if you follow him on Twitter, you will know he is a huge fighting game fan.
And I don't know. I never played Street Fighter 4 except once, and then I played it, and I'm not having fun. I didn't think I would. I hoped that I would, but I didn't think I would, and I didn't.
Apparently there's a volume issue here. Dang it. Skype, I already adjusted this. Alright. There we go. Fixed. Thanks, Dome. Freaking Skype. Okay,
Hey,
anyway.
we got another dragon present.
Yeah, say Zippy. Anyway, they probably couldn't hear you very much, so try repeating that part.
Oh yeah, just been trying out Street Fighter 4. I've never been excited for it, but everyone plays it, so I wanted to try it, but it wasn't that fun. So I don't know if I'll continue with it, but
That's
I
pretty
want to
damning.
like it, but it's not fun.
That's pretty damning when like a serious fighting game fanatic like you says that.
Yeah, but I mean, some fighting games are really divisive. Like Street Fighter 3 is one of my favorite, but a lot of people hate it, and I think that's okay.
Anything else you've been
Well,
playing?
you can't really beat Dive Kick, can you?
Wait, well, it's pretty good. I've never played Dive Kick either.
I haven't yet either, and I really need to.
I respect it though. I played Resonance. It was like this old. It's not. I don't know when it came out. But it's like this point and click adventure kind of game. It was like a couple years old. I don't know.
Resonance, right?
Really
Point and click adventures are definitely not my genre. I found a few that I've really enjoyed, but most of the time they just annoy me. But
yeah.
that's what sucks about it, because they like the artistic and music and stuff of those games generally are fantastic.
Right.
But the gameplay is just no thanks.
Yeah, and I don't know. This one was just engaging. I remember seeing a video for it a while ago, and I don't know, I was just in the mood for it. So maybe it was just once a year play a adventure game. And
Yeah, there's definitely a few good ones that hook you with great story and aesthetic, but most of them I'm not too interested in. I hear Night of the Rabbit's really good.
What's it called?
Night of the Rabbit.
I never heard of that.
It looks really great. I've seen a little bit of it played. You're like a magician rabbit with a top hat, and
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
is that all you've been playing?
Well, and Carol Blaster. I mean,
Carol
play a lot of-
Blaster.
yeah. I mean, I haven't
How is
played it
that?
really in a bit, but I love it.
It looks
I-
really simple yet great. I haven't
Yeah.
played it myself yet, but I kind of need to pick it up.
Yeah, I've beaten it 5 times because it's like an hour and a half to get through. It's probably shorter now, but
Oh, your mic's going south again.
oh really?
Sorry, everybody. Tyler has a terrible mic. He told me last week that he was waiting on a new one to arrive, so I was kind of thinking it would arrive by the podcast, but it stopped.
It did it? Okay.
Yes. So, it might be some staticky issues throughout the podcast. We will survive, though. All right.
Sorry.
It's all right. How about you, Josh? What have you been playing this week?
Well, over the last week, I've not been at home, so what I did was I took my tablet with me, and I forgot to install any games on it. But I found that one I put on it a very long time ago was Out There.
Out There's great. Oh my god, that game's
It's just
awesome.
so good. I discovered many alien races and tried to understand their language, and I got a magical alien ship that was amazing at one point, but then I got sucked into a black hole and weird, trippy stuff happened. It's just a really good game.
What can you explain more about? I've never heard of it.
It's
Okay, so
a
Out
mobile
There-
game.
Yeah, it's coming out for PCs soon-ish, but basically it's on the tablet, and it's kind of like a. I know the developers will hate me if I say this, but it's kind of like FTL in the fact that you have a spaceship and you mine resources, and you have to try and find out how to get home as you go from star to star, trying to manage your resources in a kind of survival fashion, because if you run out of oxygen, obviously you suffocate, and if you run out of fuel, you can't get anywhere, and that's where the game ends. And there's also kind of a subtext story of this alien race that isn't present, but the artifacts of them are still about, and there are other alien races which like talk to you in their language and give you mysterious technology which you use in different ways, and it's just very deep in the way that it uses the mechanics, like building different technologies to like bolster and very subtly hint at a story. It's just really good fun.
It is. The interesting thing about it is there's no combat whatsoever. It's all about exploration and resource management.
Yeah, you get text dumps every now and again. Well, I say text dumps. It's more fun than a text dump.
Now. I think I remember it now. I haven't clicked the link yet, but I think I'm remembering it. So.
It
seems cool.
great on Android, and it's on iOS as well, and I'm looking forward to when it comes to PC.
Yes. It's just great fun, and it's got a great story to it, which I believe it's partly procedural generation in the map and the story. So
It is.
yeah, it's got that kind of roguelike. Some people will hate me for saying this, but it's got a kind of slightly roguelike element to it.
It does, because there's permadeath as well, so...
Yeah.
And it is more or less turn-based, since it's just about going to planets, but there's no combat, so some people probably flip out, saying it can't be a roguelike without combat or something, you know?
It's not a roguelike because it's not got ASCII art in it.
Yeah, the roguelike purists are annoying twits.
I recently found out that there's such a thing as, what was it called? The Berlin definition of a roguelike.
Wow.
Like a roguelike society got together in Berlin and decided the most and least important bits in what defines a roguelike. So that's my fact for the day.
Interesting. What was their almighty decision on the fact?
It was standard things, like they grouped them into minor and major aspects. I'm going to try and Google it. Things like turn-based, killing lots of things, procedural map generation, permadeath, enemies that are similar or the same as the player character, and so can have inventories and things like that. And then minor things like having ASCII art and... I'm going to Google it.
I don't really get the roguelike purists that, like, oh, it's not turn-based, so it's not roguelike or whatever. Like, a genre has to stay static and completely stale for eternity. What would it be like if we applied that logic to every genre? Like, that no game be called an FPS if you can look up and down, because in Doom and the original Wolfenstein, you couldn't look up and down. You know, that is just as arbitrary as that.
The main character has a stiff neck. You can't hate him for that.
Yeah, but so we can't call modern games FPSs because you actually have vertical movement. Vertical, yeah. And that literally, if that sounds ridiculous, that's just as ridiculous as these roguelike twits are, seriously.
Some people get arsy about it, but honestly, there are loads of developers pushing it forward. Like my favorite at the moment is Neo Scavenger.
Neo Scavenger's really good.
Like it brings in some survival elements and I don't know, things you've seen before, but it's got like this really strong undertone and atmosphere of post-apocalyptic worlds and stuff like that.
I will
think
say
it's really
that
awesome.
Neo Scavenger's UI is really clunky and kind of horrible, but yet the game is so good it's worth suffering through it.
Ooh.
Yeah, crafting is a pain in that game, but you can craft some cool things like non-combat related stuff, like making yourself a little tent so you can sleep more comfortably at night, and skinning kind of werewolf things for their meat. You have to kill them first, which is difficult, but
Very
it's good fun.
difficult, yeah. You see one, it's the best idea just to like crap your pants and run, especially early game. But it's very interesting setting. It's post-apocalyptic / mythical. It's like something happened in the world where there's now mythical beasts, and it's post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, and it brings in some of my favorite things from like Stalker, where there are different factions and they all want different things in the world and just go about the place and kill people for various reasons and all have a little backstory to them about how they survived or things like that. It's just really cool. And obviously there's procedurally generated map in that, but the map is very similar each time. So, I mean, depends on how long you survive, honestly.
Not very long for me most of the time. That game's kind of brutal.
I have found a way of surviving. There's this very specific set of skills that you get at the beginning where you can, because you get attacked by this werewolf thing, like straight off the bat, you can murder it in this kind of text combat scene without actually having to fight it. The game says, you murder it horribly, and you get a cool recording of it, and you get to keep its coat.
Which is very helpful. It scares other people that you have that.
Yeah, it scares people, and it keeps you warm without like degrading very fast.
There's a lot of skills that let you deal with that first encounter. Does that one where you actually beat it, do you end up injured from it?
You can, but if you have a combination of skills, you don't end up injured, and you end up with an item that called security footage of you kicking a werewolf thing, whatever it's called, with your bare hands. Like murdering it horribly.
Well, I would need to know that
Yeah.
combination, because I know there are some skills you could then actually fight it, and then you end up injured from it, but win and get the skin, but the injury is pretty detrimental early in the game like that. Then there's other skills where it gives you other means of dealing with that situation without fighting and such. I didn't know there was a combination that lets you do that, though. I need you to tell me that at some point.
Yeah, I won't spoil it for anyone, but there's a pretty awesome description of how you murder this thing with your bare hands.
Okay, this is kind of amusing. Stone, which is watching the podcast right now, which for anyone that doesn't know is my brother, in fact, my twin brother, and he just fired up in Steam Neo Scavenger. He just
Is he experimenting?
Yeah, probably. He just heard us talking about it. It's like, damn, I want to play that now.
Mm-hmm. It's a good game.
It is.
It's a really good game.
You been playing anything else?
I have not, because as I mentioned, I only had my tablet with me because I've been away from home. But I read an awesome book by a games designer called Anna Anthropy.
Books? What's that?
I know, right?
I'm not that illiterate, so I just... Okay. I read tech books all the time, like Net Plus certification books and stuff. That's what I read, because that's my profession, so...
Ah, right, yeah. No, I've been reading books with words and stuff. You can't interact with them, which is strange for me, but yeah. It's a book called ZZT, which is all about the old... what system was it on?
Zed. British people.
Or ZZT, whatever. Not ZZ Top, but it's a game that's... it had like 256 characters in various colors, and it was one of the old ASCII art games. But what
ZZT,
made
that
it
does sound familiar.
yeah, what made it special is that aside from being a just a normal game that you ordered from a magazine or whatever, and you got a little floppy disk and you loaded it on your computer, it also had an editor with it. So the book is all about the community that grew up all around this editor and how they changed and how they learned to identify with each other online because the people weren't necessarily socially capable in like face-to-face communication, so they met friends on IRC chat and things like that. And it's just about the community and self-discovery. It's a really good book, and is it out yet? I pre-ordered it, so I got it early, and I didn't order a physical version.
That's kind of interesting. I mean, a bunch of nerds that never see sunlight, but we're fine with that. That's us, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just it's published by Boss Fight Books. I will put a link in the chat to where you can find it. But it's just a really good book about a community of insecure teenagers that made games and formed a community around it.
Sounds pretty interesting. I might have to pick that up sometime.
Yeah, it's really cool.
There's a link to it for anyone interested. Alright, so what have I been playing? God, I haven't played much of anything this week. I've been busy and just, I don't know, I've gotten on my anime watching kick. I haven't watched much anime since I started my channel, and then I finally got back on an anime watching kick. Let's see what Steam says I've played lately. I played some Floating Point last night, which I did a video of it, which is a completely free game that showed up on Steam. Very well timed on Friday. I'm like, hey, there's what I can make a video of for my free game Friday video. It's a pretty good game, and I'm liking this that recently these absolutely free games have been showing up on Steam, not free to play nonsense, but actually like free indie games, which didn't seem to happen previously. It seemed like there was maybe a policy with Steam against that, and notably for a good reason. A completely free game is just a waste of their resources. They don't make money off of it. A free-to-play game, they make a cut of all the, in-game transactions and such. So, I wonder if there was a recent policy change, because there's been a few of them, actually. What is it? You have to win the game? By the Pittman Brothers?
Is that on Steam now?
Yeah, that's on Steam now. Which I realized that they're actually making a super win the game.
Super, you have to win the game.
So that actually makes sense for them to release that on Steam. It's like a pre-hype kind of advertisement for the new one they're making. And I think the new one's actually going to be a commercial game. But yeah, I've been seeing this a couple times now, and I was like, this is a new change to Steam that I actually really like, because the only advantage you could say on Steam for them to put up there is just an advertisement for Steam, basically get more people to use Steam, which is a benefit in for them, which is why they allow like crazy Steam keys to be thrown around like crazy and allow other sites to sell Steam keys or give and stuff, which seems like a completely horrible business practice. And can you think of any other company that does stuff like that? Except maybe Desura, but Desura does it because Steam does it is why. From a business standpoint, that's like horrible idea to let like Humble Bundle and stuff like that even toss out Steam keys and sites that resell Steam keys and such. But they allow it because the more people they get using Steam, the more there's a chance they're going to see a game on sale they want and buy it through Steam. So
that's the thing. You end up with even more people on your service. Not that they haven't got most people that play digital or download digital games on their service anyway. It's just crazy forward thinking.
It is, but now that they're allowing these free games, which I don't know if there was a policy against it, but it seemed like it, because you'd think people would have been doing that a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a lack of free games on Steam. Apart from the ones they've released themselves.
On there, which was like a trial,
Yeah, good point. Yeah. I don't think these games went through Greenlight. Did you have to win the game? Was that ever a Greenlight?
I
would
have
assume
no
that they
idea.
did, but I don't know for sure. I guess I just assumed.
That's a good question. I should look into that. Or maybe they got a pass because they have Eldritch on Steam. So.
Oh, is that them?
Yep, the Pittman
That
brothers.
makes a lot of sense now.
I don't know. I'll have to look into that. That's a good question. Maybe these free games, the only thing that was stopping them was getting through Greenlight.
You have to win the game did get through Greenlight.
That's good. That's interesting. And it might be pretty tough to get people to vote for like a free little game on Greenlight. Might take a while.
Yeah, I think you have to win the game got big YouTuber coverage, which is probably where the green lighting came from, I imagine.
I didn't see any coverage of it until it was actually already on Steam, so I don't know if it was
and I
a
guess
while ago.
what I'm guessing is like because it's easier to get on, you know. So like, cause like in the past, like if you had to go through this whole ordeal, it's like, well, I better be getting some money, you know, because I could just throw it on my website otherwise.
Yeah.
Good point. It's a lot easier to get through Greenlight now. So was Floating... I'll let you Google for me, Josh. Was Floating Point ever a Greenlight? You're my secretary right now.
I got the clacky keyboard for it.
Yeah. Did you remember the miniskirt?
That's for later.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
But Floating Point is your little dot with a grappling hook. Now, as I said in my video, every game's always 500% better with a grappling hook, right? It's a fun little game where you're swinging around, and it's a lot based a lot around momentum. Swinging around trying to hit these pillars to just they're like a collection points. And it's a hell of a lot of fun. I'm kind of terrible at it, but it's a lot of fun. It's got a very interesting mechanic where halfway through the screen/level, there's a water level. When you go underwater, you apparently float, so it effectively reverses gravity, and there's platforms and pillars on the underwater side. And it's really cool that when you go on the underwater side, the music muffles. Which is
awesome.
a nice little touch that I really like, actually.
Yeah.
Whoa, what, Stone?
Hmm?
I'm talking to Stone in chat here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but anyway, I've been playing Floating Point, I've been playing more Ascendant. Stone, I beat the Automaton. I beat that son of a bitch. It's a boss that was like completely cock-blocking me from getting further in the game. The mini-skirt thing. You don't want to know what goes on behind closed doors.
After this, there's a different Skype call. You're not invited.
There may be video. I don't know. Anyway, Ascendant, I beat the Automaton. God, that guy. Finally. I think Stove's... I don't know what he's dying about, me beating that boss or the after call. The after party, that's what we call it, the after party. But anyway, I beat that boss and a few bosses after him, but then I got completely curb stomped by another boss. But I finally made it to, let's see, spring, summer, I made it to fall, almost the end of fall. Yeah, I almost made it to winter in that game, which the sections of that game, there's early spring, early summer, late summer. That's how the game's levels progress. So there's 8 levels. Yeah. If you don't know what Ascendant is, it is awesome. It is a roguelite. We'll go with that term to keep people happy. Kind of 2D action platformer brawler. The combat is more like a brawler. A lot more depth to the combat than most roguelites. Which, admittedly, most roguelites have very simplistic combat. And it's wonderful. It looks gorgeous. It is such a good game. It's probably a contender for my game of the year, unless something else amazing comes out this year.
Oh, really? Well, I guess it's halfway through the year now, so...
Yeah.
Do we have picks for halfway through the year? I guess if you want to get all the YouTube views, you got to start creating lists for yourself.
Every month.
I'm pretty sure there are people that do that.
There probably are.
Top 10 game of the month.
Yep.
I don't know, you could probably end up doing that. You cover a lot of games.
Not so much anymore. Ever since I started my new job, I'm lucky to get 3 videos out a week.
That's true. You've been
Slacking.
neglecting us.
Yeah, I've been slacking. And that's about all I've been playing this week. Not a whole lot. I need to play more games and make more videos. So let's move on to gaming news. What news topics do we have? At a recent conference, GOG announced their new GOG Galaxy. You guys hear anything about this?
I don't know what that is.
It's
I heard the name mentioned. It's like Steam.
It's
Steam.
a digital distribution platform, similar, like Steam, but it's GOG doing it. And Galaxy, I think, is a company they partnered with, and they've named it GOG Galaxy. I'm not sure on the exact details, but it's going to be a completely DRM-free platform. The client is absolutely optional. You can still buy the games from the website just fine, and not ever you have to worry about a client if you don't want to use it. But the client does do the auto updating for you, which is the biggest advantage to things like Steam and Desura. And cross-platform multiplayer games that are bought on GOG Galaxy will be able to multiplayer with the same game that's bought on Steam and other platforms. Don't know how they guarantee this without cooperation from those other platforms, but maybe they just need cooperation from the developers to make that happen. I'm not quite sure. But
right, and does that imply that you get access to a decent server and stuff? If you want,
apparently that's what it seems like. It seems like they're pretty much saying they can connect to Steam servers, Steam game servers. And Origin game servers maybe, but
I don't know how it works, but if you've incorporated VAC and Steam servers into your game, then, no matter where you put that game, you'll always be using the Steam servers, right? Developer, help me?
I don't know. I haven't used their servers yet, so I'm not sure, and I don't know, if... I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question, and it makes me wonder if some of the other companies are going to try to do something to stop that. Steam seems open enough. They're so liberal with a lot of things like the Steam keys and whatnot that it seems like they probably wouldn't stop it. But maybe Origin games, if they end up with but then again, Origin's all EA games, and EA probably won't put their stuff up on GOG Galaxy anyway.
Yeah.
So I know
Origin...
they had that just sort of push to get more indies on there, and this is different somehow.
For the GOG to get more indies?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's making their own client and their own platform rather than it just being a store website. There'll be
I guess
friends, the whole friends listing and things and all of that.
Because I submitted Aces Wild, and they're sorry, GOG users don't like these kind of games, and that was
Yeah, I remember those tweets about it, and I was like, GOG, you twits. So that's. What were you saying, Josh?
Sorry, I was just thinking, because they say our users don't like this kind of game. Do they try and attract a specific demographic and range of people?
It wasn't zombie survival open world and incomplete game. It wasn't that. So that's the problem probably.
Right. Well, yeah, and I guess I'm not familiar with what they have on there anyway. That's my only experience with it is trying to get my own game on there. So.
Well, I don't know about GOG, but I'm just cracking fun at the fact that those are top-selling games all the damn time.
Right.
On Steam.
Yeah.
There isn't a single one of that genre or whatever you want to call it. It's actually complete. It's freaking ridiculous. I might play one of them once there's one that's actually finished.
Right.
Alright, next news story would be the Mario Kart Wii U. Mario Kart 8 came out, which, it's a Mario Kart game, and if I had a Wii U, I'd probably buy it and play it. But the interesting thing about this, Wii U was pretty much in a death spiral. No one cared about it. Its sales were abysmal. Well, right. Mario Kart came out, which came with a Mario Kart 8 Wii U bundle, and Wii U sales have skyrocketed to, over 600% increase.
Yeah, but what's 600% of two consoles? No, I'm only joking, obviously, but I don't know what their original sales or the baseline for their sales is.
They weren't great, but it wasn't too. Definitely helping them. I didn't think there anything could happen that would pull the Wii U out of its death spiral, but that's kind of an impressive increase. And you know, I know Mario Kart's good, and I've always enjoyed Mario Kart games, but it didn't seem like a system seller game to me. But apparently, it is.
Yeah, and
That's
I'm
the thing.
almost like I want more good games, right?
Mhm.
And I'm excited for Smash Brothers, but like
Wait, do you own a Wii U?
I don't. But
Okay.
I play. My friend invited me over. He has one, and
Oh,
we played it.
why did he do that?
Why? Well, he's just I don't know. He's an accountant. He just loves buying game stuff. So, but I feel like I don't know if I'm. I feel like I've heard this sentiment before, where it's like everyone kind of wants the Wii U to die, so we can move on to something else. Maybe have like a console that's more, appealing just in general. And it's like I want a game to or a console, a company to succeed, and I want fun games, but it's like I don't want to buy a Wii U. I guess
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I want the next one because
I want Nintendo to almost completely die because of their mistakes, so maybe they'll actually learn and innovate instead of rehashing the same crap over and over again.
yeah,
That's the thing, though. They play the long game, and I mean,
Apparently.
they've been going for so long that really, they're not going anywhere anytime soon, and they've got a loyal fan base, and they've got a whole range of um, what am I trying to say? They've got lots of new people into gaming, obviously through the Wii and the DS, and they've just kind of realized they hit a ceiling and made a mistake with the Wii U. But
They did the same thing with GameCube, though. GameCube actually lost pretty badly in that console cycle.
yeah, but that's because people are stupid because the GameCube is awesome.
Oh my god, the controller was horrible.
You joking? That
I
thing
didn't hate
slips
it, yeah.
into your hand. It's so comfortable.
I hated that
No one does
controller.
the thing where you know exactly where or what button your finger is on at any time because they're all different shapes and in different places.
True.
You just don't know that with other controllers like the Xbox controller. As
PS3
nice as it is.
Or the DualShock, the only controller that should exist. I actually use the Xbox
I really
controller.
Like the DualShock too.
Yeah, I have a DualShock person. I use the Xbox 360 controller on my PC just because it's easier than the hacktastic methods you have to use to make a
Exactly.
a DualShock controller work. But I prefer DualShock by all means to any controller.
Yeah, you can use DualShock 4s on PC.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this. I
They're
was going to
expensive
buy a
though. They're
PS4.
really expensive.
Yeah, I went into a shop and looked at like PS4 deals. The PS4 isn't very expensive by console standard, but everything else is like if you buy enough for like enough people to come around and have fun, you've already bought the console twice. Basically, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I have a cheap knockoff 360 controller that was like $15 at Walmart. So. Yeah, I do kind of want to get a PS4, but it works for PC, but it probably doesn't have the integration that Xbox 360 controller does, because a lot of games just have built-in 360 controller support. And
Yeah,
even though
it
you can get
works as a normal
drivers,
controller,
yeah,
but like for the peripheral stuff, like the lights and special things like that, it doesn't work.
I don't care about that
On the
stuff.
other hand, the Xbox controllers were tied into what's it called? The Xbox controllers were tied into games for Windows Live. So
Yeah.
really, it's not great.
Well, the Xbox controller, the API for it and the drivers for it are built into Windows itself, so that's what makes it so easy for developers to put it in. I believe that's the case, right, Tyler? Because you have 360 controller
Well, yeah.
support.
So, but then that's like, it's sort of double-edged, because even if you just want to port to like any, like I don't necessarily always think of like Mac or anything like that, but then that's like another step. And then when you like just distribute your game, you have to make sure they have those redistributables because
It's a hard
because
work.
even if they're on like a certain, I don't know, they're just not good at updating it themselves. Like they're always like coming out with something new. And so like I spent a couple years like making a game and like that thing has been updated and you don't want to update your code because even though it's fairly simple, it's like one more thing you have to work on, And it's just it turns into a compatibility thing sometimes. So.
Yeah, that's the thing about the 360 controller. It's very integrated into Windows, nothing else.
Right, exactly.
So,
I think we
yeah,
got sidetracked there, didn't we?
we did, but in a way, again, on the whole Mario Kart thing, I'm glad it's keeping Nintendo from being a complete failure. But again, I want them to fail so they'll maybe learn to change their ways, because Nintendo's like the grandpa. They don't understand anything these days, especially when it comes to YouTube. We won't go to that with that whole new system. They're bullshit they're trying to make, but it's like the old man in a nursing home. Don't get too excited, Grandpa, or you'll pee yourself. You know? Seriously, that's Nintendo to me, and they why
They are
Nintendo
very set in their ways,
original?
aren't they?
Come on, original IP now and then, please.
That's the thing. They do release them very, very sparsely.
What was Nintendo's last original IP?
Give me a minute.
The Wii Sports Trainer lady. That was the last
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say Pikmin, but maybe like Wii
Pikmin,
Sports.
yes.
Thing is, Pikmin was over 10 years ago now or something, right?
Exactly.
That's my point. That's my point. It's
But
just
Pikmin is amazing.
it is, and that's what happens when they make new original IP. It turns out pretty good
Yeah.
most of the time, except for they apparently have an allergic reaction to doing that or something. I don't know. It's just like, hey, another Mario game. You know,
I just want to let you know that I typed in Nintendo IP into Google, and the first thing that came up was an error code.
fitting, very fitting. And quit releasing underpowered consoles, for the love of God, that are just focused around one bullshit gimmick and that are ridiculously underpowered. You want third-party developers to make games for your console? Quit using last generation hardware, you know? Quit making it so damn underpowered.
Yeah, that's the thing. They didn't really think about appealing to core gamers that would want something like we play on the PC, because they had captured that whole new older and non-gamer demographic with the Wii. They just couldn't transfer them because
most of that
they already
demographic
had a
has
Wii.
fallen off, though, because it was basically they captured those people with Wii Sports, and then
Yeah, that's true.
and then
Because
nothing else
they
really
had lots of
after
games with that.
that. Yep.
But they did make a decent amount of capital from them by going to peripherals like the balance board or whatever it was called. That was kind of cool.
Okay. Sure. We'll go with that. It was just another of a line of gimmicks from Nintendo.
Yeah.
If you're into the whole yoga trainer thing, I guess the balance board has merit, but other than that...
Yeah. I gotta say though, the 3DS is doing absolutely stonkingly.
No, that's where Nintendo does stuff right, is mobile. Like, they're great in mobile. And if they keep it
Cannot
up...
wait for Monster Hunter 4.
Yeah, right? If they
Smash
keep it
Bros.
up, I was honestly thinking they might end up turning into like a purely software developer and mobile, because of how bad the console stuff was going for them. But that might change now with Mario Kart, apparently. Because apparently re-releasing the same games over and over again, okay, it's not the same game, but the same IPs over and over again actually works to some extent when it comes to something like Mario Kart.
Yep. And apparently it's good. My friend has been playing it all today and said he's enjoying it, and it's he thinks it's the best Mario Kart so far.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like, it's so gorgeous, and it's like the levels are so just fun to like go through and stuff, and I think there's just real good like mass appeal to it. So
Plus 60 FPS. That's
it's a gorgeous
even
game.
60 FPS in split screen 2-player, which is impressive. When you go up to 3 or 4-player, it's not 60 FPS anymore, but still. If Nintendo can do it, game developers, you can. Granted, they're not graphical powerhouses. I mean, the characters are not even really textured. It's just solid colors and stuff. But you
don't need that when it's so highly stylized, though. It looks great.
Yes, that's my argument. Is that I like stylized games. Maybe the whole Mario aesthetic isn't the biggest thing for me, but you don't need ultra realistic graphics that are just gray and brown. I prefer highly stylized games. And it's easier to push graphically.
Yep, it's true. I'm guessing that kicks 60 FPS is pretty important for you as a
Yeah,
fighting.
always. Like I can't stand it otherwise. I'm a little worried, like, because I'm just been messing around with Unity for maybe my next game, and I mean, I think I could do it. Hopefully, it's just
What
I don't know
next
what I'm
game?
doing.
Do tell.
Well, I don't know what it is yet. I'm just like messing around in 3D. But I
Ah,
got
okay.
this like princess character. It's like a 3D action game, kind of like a roguelike. So you get like different abilities based on like the weapons you get. And
When can I
sorry.
play it? That's the real question.
I don't know, and that's the other thing. I'm trying to. So I really like this character, and I like the shaders I got going and stuff. Um, but I got to see if I'm too insane to make a 3D game by myself. So
Good point. Speaking of FPS, that brings us into the next news topic, which is about the great frame rate non-debate, as Total Biscuit calls it. He made a good video about this. If you want to go check out his video about it sometime, it's on his channel. I'm going to quote him. It's a laughable debate. That's like debating if the world's flat or if the sky is, if there's a sky, you know. But it was brought forth by a developer of at Ready Dawn at Dawn Studios. Ready at Dawn Studios? Yeah, Ready at Dawn Studios. Okay, that's a weird studio name. Which are developers of the new God, what is it? Order 18 something?
oh, that new like sort of like spy-esque like, but like then it's like older times. Oh my
Colonial
God, I
kind of
sound like an
stuff.
idiot.
Yeah, they're like colonial type FPS,
Yes.
right? Yep. I don't remember what it's called, but what this developer said is 60 FPS is really responsive and really cool. I enjoy playing games at 50 FPS, but one thing that really changes is the aesthetic of the game in 60 FPS. We're going for this filmic look. Let's see here. So one thing that we know immediately was films run at 24 FPS. We're going to run at 30 FPS because 24 FPS does not feel good to play. So there's, let's see, nonsense. So there's one concession in terms of making aesthetically pleasing because it just has to feel good to play. The thing that's saying that any aesthetic in a game is ever better because of lower FPS is the giant load of horseshit I've ever heard in my life.
Well, yeah, and like you hear that a lot, like, oh, like movies run at this. But anyone who's played, like, you watch TV and then you load up a game, and even if it's like wherever it's running at 60 or 30, you can still tell a difference. And the reason is because the camera still captures like smears and
Motion
like other
blur.
things that doesn't exist like in a game unless you're actually because the real world, even though it's recording at 30 frames per second,
Or
runs at
24, yeah.
infinite frames per second.
Yep.
And what the camera captures on a single frame is a lot different than what's drawn, and that's just like a total BS argument, and it makes me mad.
Is an absolute bullshit excuse is what it is. We're lazy twits and didn't want to put the effort in is what this says really. Okay, maybe that's a little extreme because, you know, there is when you're
Right.
making
Yeah,
a
it's
realistic
not-
game, it's hard. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to have 60 FPS, but this excuse is nothing more than an excuse. If he would have been honest and be like, "Look, we just couldn't technically do it," I would have had more respect for him than this.
Right? Yeah.
And that's exactly the science behind this. Is 24 FPS on a movie looks all right. I'm never going to say it looks good because of motion blur. There's real motion blur in that, and that allows your brain to fill in the gaps, and you don't even notice that it's a lower frame rate. That doesn't exist in games. Now, there's games where you turn on motion blur, and that does not help. That makes it look worse because it's artificial motion blur and it does not look natural, and it actually increases input lag, which makes it feel even less natural. And it's utter stupidity. And Total Biscuit pretty much rips it apart and actually talks about the science behind it rather than some guy talking out of his ass. And it's a great video. I should link it to you guys if you want to watch the Total Biscuit video of it. But he's absolutely right. And
Yeah, I
never...
unfortunately skipped over that video, but I'll have to take a look.
Never, ever has higher frame rate in a game been a negative to the aesthetic. It doesn't happen. It's not true.
Yeah, I know it's like already like crapping over Street Fighter 4, but they did the same thing where they were like they went to this different animation style that's more like, from 2D games, but really it's just that they were bad animators and like all these excuses that they gave, and it was just like, no. It's so annoying.
And, in a way I get it. This guy can't come out right and be like, look, even the next-gen consoles aren't powerful enough to do 60 FPS well. He can't come out and say that because they have deals with Sony and whatnot. They can't say, that the PlayStation 4 just can't really hack it yet still. So
Right.
they can't come out and say that. So they have to make some excuse, right?
Yeah.
And that is not much of a leap as the new console cycle is from the last one that ran on way too long. 8 years for console cycles is ridiculous. They don't even match up to a mid-range gaming PC. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Console peasants. That's what I have to say about that. Okay, I think that's all I had for news. I did forget something really important, though, and that is the GIF of the day.
There's a GIF of the day?
Yeah, it's because you can embed GIFs in Hitbox chat. Which is one of the
Sweet.
greatest features of Hitbox.
Can't wait. I'm
going to give a ridiculously cute one this week.
That's great.
It's like utter cute overdose right there.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Can I give a GIF?
Yes, you can.
The gift of GIF.
As long as it's one that's not going to get me like banned from Hitbox, just gotta say.
No, it's fine.
All right.
I just keep this one on hand for special occasions.
The hell is that? Why is that even is that banana a dolphin?
Yeah. What don't you get about it?
Why is there a dancing kid in a banana dolphin?
Good reasons.
Pretty much. Wow.
There are reasons.
Okay, if we're going with weird gifts, I got another one for you. I used this as the gift of the day a couple of weeks ago, but here you go. Oh crap! I forgot that gifts.
Oh no.
Just a second. I'll fix that. Hold on. I can fix this. It throws weird numbers on the end of it for no apparent reason. There we go.
What? Oh. Wow. I mean, we can do this all evening because I've got another one prepared now.
Okay, let's go. Nice. I kind of really want to know the context of that. Why did he put the ball on his head?
I've no idea. I don't remember that part of the cartoon.
The GIF I posted is from the weirdest music video in existence. Turn down the what or turn down for what? But that's actually not the weirdest part of that video. It's special. All right, let's move on to playing some Aces Wild.
Sweet.
Yeah.
The game by Tyler that is absolutely wonderful, and again, if you have not played it, you fail at life.
Oh, thanks.
Which has semi-recently gotten on Steam. It wasn't too long ago when that happened, was it?
Yeah, I mean, it was in January when it got
Jesus,
on.
really? God, where'd that time go?
Yeah, I know. It's almost a year old. In August, the game will be a year old. It's kind of weird.
When did it actually release?
August 5th, I think.
Last year? Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Aces Wild, Manic Brawling Action, which is a very apt description of the game. And I wanted to play some last night to reacquaint myself with it, because I haven't played it in a while, and I didn't get around to that, so I'm probably just going to die a lot.
Yeah, you don't feel bad. Like, I remember, like, I was, like, giving people a chance to, like, get good and, like, get some high scores up on the leaderboards, and then I just want to go on there and body them, and I was so bad.
Let's actually turn on the game capture. There we go. There is Aces Wild. And I highly recommend playing this game with a controller. It's like the only way to play this game.
Yeah, It's hard. I tried to cut the buttons down. It's just it's a difficult journey for any developer, I think, to cut down buttons. So.
Oh god, playing this on a keyboard would be a nightmare for me. Though I have seen a few people play it better than I do on a gamepad on a keyboard, so it's definitely possible. I think I usually play Gene, big sword guy. He's badass.
Yeah, he's real popular. I mean, I'm glad that, you know, there's more appeal. I still like Ace the best, but Gene's really cool.
Okay, hold on a second. And reset game. I need the sound effect volume got turned way down, so I need to up that because I couldn't hear sound effects at all. Like I have music and sound effects at the same level, but sound effects are just lower in general. So let's turn that up, and maybe I can actually hear some sound effects here. Okay, let's go back to Gene, the badass sword guy. There we go. I can hear sound effects. It is a very fast-paced game. It is so much fun. This game makes you feel like a badass. Have you played it, Josh?
I have. Yeah, I did a very bad video of it.
Yeah.
A long time ago, unfortunately.
I thought you had, but
Yeah.
okay. What is the dodge? Okay, that's crash button. Okay, that's dodge. Try to remember the controls. It's really difficult to play when you don't remember what buttons do what.
That's the thing. There's definitely a skill ceiling to this, or like a bottom level of competence that you need to, not necessarily to enjoy it, but to progress.
Yeah, and I felt. I mean.
Okay, dash. That's dash. There we go. What is the panic button on 360 controller? Would you remind me that?
I forget a B.
B. Okay.
The letters
Oh yeah, I accidentally panicked when I was trying to figure out the buttons. That was a waste. And what is the crash attack button?
Hold on, it's
Y?
X and Y. I know where it is
Okay.
in my heart, but I don't know what the buttons are on the
Yeah,
outside.
the top button, the top face button.
Yeah. Triangle.
God damn it, this little ninja's kicking my ass all over the place. Okay. Attack him, not the bridge. Oh, I thought you were dead. Oh, I just panicked again. God damn it. Fingers, press right buttons, please. I was really happy to see recently that Total Biscuit had done a video. That's why I thought the Steam release was recent, but
Oh, right.
I was really happy to see that. It deserves that kind of exposure.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was very exciting.
And he loved it, so
Yeah, and what I was happy about is that he got a lot of the like mechanics that a lot of other people didn't like necessarily cover. And
I
he was,
noticed that in a lot of videos that people don't understand most of the mechanics. I was pretty thorough with mechanics in my video way back in the day, I think, but most other people don't even realize what the panic is. And I'm going to be honest, that's one thing I would have to level as a criticism of this game is the game doesn't tell you that stuff.
Yeah.
It needs a tutorial.
Yeah, it does. Just a lesson learned, and I hope I'll do better.
Yeah, but once you learn it all and figure it out, then, you know, it's fine, but
Yeah, it's pretty fluid flowing, and like you said, people don't necessarily get the mechanics. I mean,
it's a lot more
Might
depth
be
to
me.
them than it seems like. At the whole wild meter, it's a lot more depth to the wild meter than you originally see. The higher up the wild meter gets, which is also your power for your crash attacks and your panic button, the more damage you do, but the more aggressive the enemies become.
yeah.
It actually becomes harder the higher up your panic is. Even though you can kill enemies faster, they are a lot more aggressive towards you and use their abilities a lot more often. I am explaining this right, aren't I?
Yep. No, you're
Okay.
correct, right. That was sort of the main goal. Well, one of the main goals was mechanically.
Yeah, so you get more badass, but the enemies get more tenacious too, so.
Yeah.
You also glow like a badass.
Are there like any little things in the game, like or its mechanics, that people haven't quite noticed or grasped yet, or is it all fairly on the cusp?
I think it's not really. I mean, I think it's a lot of that stuff. Sort of. I don't know how to put this. I don't think anyone's really lost or anything. I guess I don't think anything's going undiscovered really.
Good.
I do like the fact that it seems really simple, but there's some hidden depth to the mechanics.
Right, and I think that was kind of, you know, a design success, right? I just wanted it to feel good, play good, be straightforward, but as you get better, you notice certain things about certain attacks doing different things, and
Why
then
can't
you
I
can just
leave?
build off that in whatever direction that you want.
Apparently I have an enemy floating around somewhere that I need to kill to leave. There.
Oh no,
There he
glitch during
is.
the video. I think it's...
I got him. I found him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot I had arrows.
Yeah, the arrows are useful. Though I passed where the arrow said, and then he showed up behind me, so the little dick was invisible.
I'm watching that bit now.
Alright, we got a mini-boss fight here. Yes. Oh, God. Another mechanic that a lot of people do not realize is the guard breaking. Bigger enemies have a blue bar. Ah, God damn it. Time the... You know what? Eat power attack. There you go. Wow, that was a great ping pong effect there. That was wonderful. But bigger enemies have a blue bar that you actually have to break the bar for you to be able to smack them around and you know, knock them about. So you have to be able to break their guard bar before you can start slapping them around. Otherwise, they aren't actually stunned or affected by your attacks and can still, you know, do their own attacks while you're attacking them. Which makes them particularly dangerous at that point. Ah, I love this. Also, speaking of frame rate, I don't have a frame rate counter up, but what frame rate does Ace's Wild run at?
60 frames per second.
Exactly. This game would kind of be horrible at 30.
Yeah, and I've only seen it chug when I'm recorded. Like I've, you know, maxed out all the particles and everything as best I could, and it never chugged. So I was happy for that. And I have this like really hacky shader, like for doing like the different colors of enemies and characters, and it's like really inefficient, and it still runs at 60 frames per second. So it's pretty good.
And this
Is it your own engine?
Yeah, I use the XNA framework, but yeah, it's all me.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
good.
but I'm doing Unity this time though.
Yeah, doing it from the ground up yourself is definitely a task. That's definitely a big task.
But I learned a lot. Like I'd wanted to do it.
So is this your first released game or first game at all that you've made?
Yeah, I mean, like in high school, I got into RPG Maker a bit, and then near the end of college, I, you know, got serious about an RPG Maker game I wanted to make, and I worked on it for about a year and a half, and I just started to hate it. Like it's a game I'd want to like revisit maybe, and then like, you know, for the mechanics.
Okay,
and
eat
stuff.
crash attack, you ninja spam. God damn
Hold down
it.
to your crash attack. Oh, I'm like 10 seconds behind.
Probably 5, more like 5. That's one of the reasons I went with Hitbox over Steam or Twitch, because Twitch put in now that it has at least a minute delay for the most part.
What,
and
really?
yes, they ever since the console releases, because they, you know, there is more they had to put out for the traffic, and they didn't want to get new hardware, so they implemented. They say 30-second to 1 minute minimum delay, but it's always 1 minute pretty much.
Dang.
And so that's why I went to Hitbox. It has most of the time sub 5-second delay.
Yeah, I always I have a bad. I live in the mountains, so I always have a bad delay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like some Australians I know I get a little more than that 5-second, but
I love that timing your dodge thing. Makes you go all sparkly and gets you a counterattack.
it also gives you bonus damage on the next hit, if I remember correctly, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. That was a minor. It used to be like or there was a point during development where that was like a bigger deal.
You know what?
But the game was a little too manic to
that
keep it that sort
that
of-
really hurts when you get interrupted or miss with your crash attack.
Yeah.
Damn it! The mini boss kicked my ass all over the place. If you time dodges well, you can be a serious badass at this game. That's not me. Come on.
So did
Okay,
you
I'm
do
getting
the
better at
art
time
for this as
dodges.
well?
Yeah, I did everything but the music and some of the voices. I mean, I did one voice.
I did want to ask who did the music, because the music's it's really good.
Yeah, it is. And when I asked him, sorry, I just like to tell the story. One day I was just like clicking on YouTube, and I was like just avoiding work. Like really, I should get to work on Aces Wild, and I was just like clicking. And I was like, "Don't click that video." And
That's what YouTube does. There's a lot of times I don't make videos because I'm watching videos.
Yeah, it's so bad. But anyway, like the music on there was really good, and I was like, "Dude, this is sick." And I just wanted. I thought it was like a real like producer. Or, you know, real, that's not a good way to put it, but just, you know, an established...
Yeah, like, you're a real game developer. that's
yeah.
That's kind of rude. Just saying.
Yeah. And,
professional, we'll go with that.
But, yeah, like a professional, established producer. But I went to it and I looked it up, and it was like, you know, someone lower key. And then, you know, I was like, hey, you want to make music for a game? And, like, immediately he was excited about it. And then I found out he was in high school, and I was like, oh my god. Anyway,
that's awesome.
The development of the game, he graduated college, and I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, his name's James Landino. I can bring up the.
And that's gotta look good on a resume for him when he's already in high school and he made game music.
Right, right.
I find that I really appreciate the fact that you. Oh, I panicked accidentally. I appreciate the fact that you like gave somebody that kind of chance. You know, it's kind of hard to get into that stuff.
Yeah, and it's, well, you know, it was sort of a mutual risk, because I wasn't established yet either. But I'm glad that we had faith in each other.
Do you know if he's done any other game music since then?
Well, I guess he was pretty established on sort of, where there's those, like, rhythm game clones where they're, like, DDR and, like, all those other rhythm games, but they're, like, sort of PC
open source
hack ports of it, and, like, people get, like, there's like big community surrounding it.
Okay, here's the good part. The boss Shibiichu or whatever you call those dogs.
What is with the dogs in this, man?
I love dogs. Probably gonna be dogs.
Oh, I was gonna say you hate dogs since you apparently think they're all evil.
Nope, they're just.
Yes, Guard broke him at the perfect time.
It's a tournament. They're all engaged in consensual combat.
And they have awesome scarves.
You do?
They do.
Oh god, this is going badly. Okay, it's going good again. And with the bosses, oh god, no, this is the best part. It pees lasers. I love hashtag P lasers. Seriously, make it a thing. This is when this fight gets iffy for me. Is when he starts bringing out buddies.
Yeah, this is a big wall for people, but.
I should have panicked, actually. I should have panicked. Now I'm about dead. I hit him with a hard crash attack, but now I'm almost dead. Panic, one thing to keep in mind is the panic button. It uses up your crash meter. It raises the panic threshold on the meter, but it also does pretty large damage to anything nearby you. So you can actually... It's not like you're wasting your crash and not using it to do damage. You still can, just not as much as you would if you used it for the damage attack. I call it crash meter. It's actually wild meter. My bad.
Yeah, it's fine. It may have been smarter to call them wild attacks. Keep it consistent.
Back up, doggy. I'm dodging him like a pro right now. But that's where it always falls apart for me, is when he gets the little things out and there's just so much shit going on. Sorry if I'm really silent.
In there, but it's not complete. He wants to do an official release for the soundtrack, but I don't know, he's been doing all these gigs. Like, he did some big concert, like, at PAX and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's really badass for a high schooler.
Yeah, no, he's really talented. I felt bad, like, asking him, and that he was so excited, so I'm not sure he knew how good he was, like, when he started, so.
Is he doing another one at PAX Prime? Because, oh, that's something I meant to say in the news segment in the last week and this week, is I am going to PAX Prime. So.
Sweet, dude.
My brother, thankfully, end of September, beginning of August. Okay, I'm talking and not fighting, and oh, P-lasers!
It's a hard game to talk.
It is. This is a very hard game to commentate during. But thankfully, because my brother was pretty much camping the PAX Twitter, he actually saw the tweet about it and got our tickets. My brother's going with me, of course, so.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's really hard to get PAX Prime tickets. They're sold out in a couple hours. We didn't get 3-day passes. Those were sold out in like 20 seconds.
That's crazy.
It is. And it's mostly because of ticket resellers and scalpers.
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
It is, and PAX is
I didn't
trying...
know that. I mean, I know it's popular, but I didn't know that was like a problem with it.
And PAX does not like that, and they want to stop that, but they can't really stop it.
Yeah.
Panic, there we go. Are you dead yet, you bloody dog? Dodge, damn it.
I don't know how you're talking and playing this game at the same time, honestly.
I'm not. Not intelligently speaking, at least.
He just has a script that the voice just takes over.
Yes, guard break. What is exactly what I needed. Ah, god damn it. Oh! Oh, that sucks. The bosses in this game are damn hard. Actually, I think the second level boss is kind of easier in this guy.
It kind of depends. I guess that's sort of a point of pride that, for me at least, or a success that there's like some different people say who's harder. You know, it's different for different people, and I like that.
Ah, damn it. Quit your dive tax.
So, what's the story to this? Is there...
There's not much.
You hate dogs, and they hate you.
Yeah, I really want to focus on story more for the next game. It goes a long way, even when there's barely any of it. It can help you bring in the world a lot better, and that's even a failure, I might say, in this game. But it's just there's a tournament. It's like ninja law to like own the land. You have to like hold this tournament every so many years to maintain ownership of it. And so like
P-lasers. Damn it!
So like everyone on the island comes and fights.
It's pretty much like a fighting game storyline.
Yeah,
it's not much. Just a very derisive reason to fight.
And but everyone in the tournament decided to like colluded against you. So.
And the main character, Ace, is actually the one in the story, but you have different playable characters, so it doesn't. In the story, it doesn't make much sense I'm playing this guy, but.
Right.
But he's badass. Big sword, badass. Ah,
yeah, what is the difference between the characters?
I would actually say this guy is the strongest, like, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think there's a speedrunner for it, and he's using Gene. Ace is
good,
fast, and some of his crash attacks are just stronger, like pure damage-wise, and you can knock enemies into each other with Ace. But Gene has more range, and like his crash attacks can cover like half the screen and hit like a bunch of enemies at once. And
speaking of which, let's do that. But I'm probably gonna die now because of that. Oh, more dogs! No more puppies!
And then Eagle is kind of fast, and he has like a really long range dodge and has like a projectile attack. He's the other character.
Also, he has the best dodge, but it's actually the trickiest to use in my opinion.
Yeah, he's kind of weak, but I think you can get good score with anybody in good time.
Yeah, you were all about absolute balance between the characters. There's definitely some that are better than others, but a lot of them also are playstyle though. But in my opinion, Gene's the best. Gene forever. Team Gene, or something lame like that. Why did I even say that? Jesus Christ. Ah, crap, I missed that dodge. I will beat this bloody dog.
You're really going for it.
HJ Tenshi, he played this not too long ago, and God, he had put it up on a higher difficulty and beat this like second try and shit. It's like, God damn it, you're too good at games, man.
Dude, that's awesome.
It was actually not very long ago that he discovered the game. I think he probably discovered it from the Total Biscuit video. and he was doing it on stream. Tenchi's a great guy. If you don't know who he is, you should watch him on stream. Okay.
I think I might have watched the stream once. I don't know what.
Oh god, I just did crash attack instead of panicking. Okay, I stole... Oh, so does holding the crash attack determine how much of your bar it uses?
It used to be... I mean, it still does. It used to be more
I barely
like,
used any.
It used to be more subtle. Now it's more like, just hold it for a few frames and it'll use all of it. And then don't hold it and it won't. It'll use just a little bit. So.
Oh, okay,
It just
let
made
go
more
of it and
sense. Like,
saved
there
my
wasn't
panic.
much subtlety required. Either you want to use it big or you want to use it normal. So.
Makes sense to me. Lots of big hitting attacks. I've got the sound turned down, but sound design's pretty solid.
Oh,
yes,
thanks.
it is. Oh yeah, dogs die.
It's very important to have something that makes you feel like you're hitting heavily, even if maybe you're not.
It does. It has a
quite
good
as
sense
much.
of weight to it.
Yeah.
Why are you not dead yet? The bosses definitely aren't short fights. They have a hell of a lot of HP. Dog spam!
Don't lose.
Oh, damn it. I thought I had panicked, but apparently it didn't work. Damn it. I probably won't beat this boss in this segment, I'm just saying.
Oh, that's
It took me so long the first time I actually beat him. Then I got to the point where I could actually beat him fairly regularly. Then I haven't played for a long time.
right. And it's hard. You don't. Another thing with commentating, you're not really learning.
No, I could never beat this boss while commentating. I was always playing, just playing solo. But Tenchi
Yeah.
did it while commentating on a higher difficulty.
Crazy.
Yeah. I was there when he first started playing, and he's like, difficulty, and he cranked it up like 2 spots. I'm like, dude, don't do that. You're gonna get your shit rocked. And he's like, nah, it'll be fine, and it was fine. I was really impressed, actually. One interesting aspect of this game is you can actually go to any level at any time. It doesn't lock you. This game is all about having fun. That's a good way to describe this game. There's no barriers to you and having fun. It just lets you do what you want.
I think if, like, I redo Aces Wild, like have a sequel or something, and this is something I
Aces
wanted.
Wild 2, please. For the love of
What's
God.
that?
Aces Wild 2, for the love of God, make it happen.
I would rather have
God damn it.
like a Mega Man setup where you would pick the level, like so you're not locked out, but you would still sort of be able to play them in any order.
Mm-hmm.
But I found it really hard to find a way to like make it dynamically more difficult as you went on. Based on the order, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so the
exactly.
harder as you played, and balance all the levels, and so that would be sort of a focus from the beginning. Because I would rather have that, even in this version. I kind of wish it was like that.
The freaking dash spam of the dogs.
Also, since when can dogs dig? Like tunnel.
Dogs always dig. I was gonna say, that sentence made no sense there.
Yeah,
No,
dogs
I meant
love
like
to dig.
tunneling under the ground.
'Cause they're just their essence maximized.
Oh god, he got his guard bar back. There, guard gone. You definitely gotta make the best of when he has no guard. You can knock him around out of his attacks. It's always the second wave of puppies to get me. No P-laser. Ah, damn it. And it's always like when he gets that second wave of dogs, I'm just a hair short of being able to panic. Because I'm almost dead at that point. The panic button's a great mechanic, though. I really like that.
Oh, thanks. I had a key help, I guess, in anything I do nowadays is Kyan. He made I Want to Be the Guy.
Oh god, that game.
And that was something we had to argue over for like 2 months about, like, because he thought health pickups might work better. Because we were just trying to figure something out, you know.
I like the risk reward factor of it.
Yeah, and I'm glad we settled on this one. Because I like it too. It fits the pacing better.
Damn it! Dodge, alright. Dodge better, please. Damn it! Dodge better, please.
So what made you settle, or, like, when you started making the game, what made you decide on a beat 'em up as opposed to... Because you said you were working on an RPG.
Yeah, and the RPG was pretty actiony. It was sort of... I didn't take it from Grandia, but it had a similar mechanic to Grandia where you could, like, counter-hit enemies based on, like, when it was almost their turn. I don't know if you played Grandia.
Yes.
You can, like, hit them, and you can, like, prevent them from attacking by hitting them at certain times.
There is a mechanic kind of like that in Child of Light.
Oh, cool. I haven't played that. I had wanted to, but
yeah,
I've been
it's
enjoying
kind
it.
of like that. You had like 3 characters, but you could sort of execute their commands like a action game, like a Valkyrie Profile, kind of. So it was a mix of those sort of. It was like real actiony still.
So why'd you abandon that? It sounds pretty cool to me.
I would still like to play it. It was just I had set myself up for failure. I didn't really know where it was going at the time. I was making assets that were like taking forever. I was like, because I saw like these other games, like, dude, I can make a way better sprite, and then like it would take me 2 weeks, and it's like, what have I done? and so the game was built on that, and it was just too much, and I couldn't make it work, and I just had this idea for, you know, a big sort of free-flowing action game where you fought lots of enemies at once, and started working on it.
Now attack the puppies again. The dash spam.
I like your persistence, Fedora.
I got to
me
beat the
too.
damn dog. Oh god, he's got his guard bar back. Why? Okay, broke his guard. I beat the second wave of puppies.
But I definitely like to revisit.
Don't let
those-
that P laser hit you though. That shit hurts. I'm good at dodging that, which is my dodge method is just dash to the top of the screen and hide. Yes! Eat it, you stupid ass dog.
Sweet.
See you, Zibby. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to chat. I was very focused by dog slaughtering. Should phrase that better. Okay, now we got some trickier enemies here. Now, I do want to point out that this game is very aerial focused, and you can stay... Okay, assholes, held still. You can stay airborne pretty much indefinitely, and there's actually a section that requires you to do that. You play The Floor is Lava, and that's coming up, I believe.
Yeah, it's in the first time it's in the stage at the end.
Come on. Now, your ability to stay pretty much indefinitely airborne, you can't really do that if your wild bar is low, can you?
Yeah, it's independent of that. You can always dash and jump, just like alternate it,
Okay.
and then just attacking enemies. Just
I think it seemed always easier to stay airborne with a
you
higher
just
bar.
move faster, like as your wild goes up.
I think that was one of the skills that I most wanted to master because I spent a lot of time just messing around with the easy to hit
Oh god!
on the first
I should have saved the crash attack for the ninja spam. See, that's what I really like about this character is that 360 move of his. It's very useful for stuff like this.
Yeah, definitely.
The end of his combo. Oh god, more ninja spam. Okay.
Ridiculous amount
Leave
of
me
enemies.
alone, yes.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point where you thought, maybe this is too many enemies?
No.
No, play this on the highest difficulty. You want to see ridiculous? Oh god.
Go on then. Switch it up.
Here, after I get to this section, I want to show you guys. Once these stupid hiding bastards die, I will show you last level on highest difficulty. Come on. There we go. I think this is the area. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's the next area. Okay. These drones. God, these things have a ton of health.
You're doing hot, though. It's cool.
Dude, you're
Jeez, there's
dodging
3 of them.
Missiles.
What? No, they're launching missiles.
Yeah, you're dodging them.
Yeah, I'm dodging them pretty well, actually. Surprisingly so. Okay. Those guys are dealt with. This is it, isn't it? I don't know. You tell me. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's near the end of the stage, though.
Oh.
It's the last stage. Last area in the stage.
Oh god, I crashed and or panicked accidentally. Accidental panic. So that was a waste, because every time you panic, the threshold for being able to panic goes up, which at a maximum it takes a full bar of wild to use. The thing about panic is that threshold is what lets you use it, but if you are above that threshold, it still completely drains your wild bar when you panic. Okay, you over here throwing shit at me. Okay, can I move on now? Thank you. These little cheapskates hanging at the end of this lane throwing shit. Oh god, ninja spam. Now that was a great crash attack. Oh god, more ninja spam. Look at this, I can hit him through the floor. Haha. Apparently the ninja spam goes away if you just hang out.
Yeah, those guys, they don't stick around.
Huh.
It's like a shadow clone kind of thing, if you want to use that term. Ah, damn it! Quit missing! Okay. Oh god, this is gonna get rough. Okay, I know the commentary's terrible right now, sorry guys, but try not to dead.
We're mesmerized
Yeah,
by
Glad you're enjoying
flashing
the game.
colors.
It's nice.
I love the pausing effect of on your hits, or the time slow effect on some of your hits. That's what really gives it a nice, visceral, meaty feel to the combat.
Yeah.
Especially on the crash attacks. There's a lot of pauses when I did that crash attack and hit like 60 ninjas because for like every one of the hits, it does a time slow / pause. It's like, that's great. This makes you feel like a badass. Seriously, that's the tagline for this game. It makes you feel like a badass. Even when you suck at it, it makes you feel like a badass. You know, there's a lot of different difficulty levels, though, for people like me that suck at it. I should have probably just turned it down to calm, but I'd feel like a pansy if I did that. Where am I supposed to go? Okay, there we go. Okay, we got Big Buddy here. Eat a big old crash attack. I love the pinball effect on that guy when you hit him with a crash attack. Okay, this is it. I'm pretty sure. It doesn't start with the floor is lava, but as fighting goes on, the platforms get destroyed and floor is lava down there. I mean, you can try to avoid breaking platforms, but I doubt that's going to happen.
Not with your area attack.
No, not with this guy especially. That missile to the face. One thing to know about the dash, if you actually use the dash without pressing a direction, it will auto-target your dash to the nearest enemy. Which is, it's good to know. I don't usually use it in that manner. I usually auto-aim it towards an enemy, but it, you know. So I'm always laying on the stick some direction. Okay, fine. Eat crash.
Useful, especially when you're running out of things to hit.
Damn it! Would you all just die now, please? The machine guns on these things are annoying as hell. I still do have a platform hanging out here that I could use.
That's not very cool.
Oh god. Ninja spam all up in there. Oh, that crash attack didn't go too well. There's nothing... Oh god, I touched the floor. Don't do that. There's nothing more annoying than wasting a crash attack, though. Ah, crap. Just die. Just... Whoa! Oh, he's dead. He did! Ah! I survived the floor is lava area. I will probably die shortly here, so once I do that, I'll show you guys, like, last level on max difficulty. It's...
Okay.
Oh, god. Jeez, she's speedy. Come on. She also does some fake-out stuff on you when you dodge at the wrong time because of it. Dodge, please! Also, she dodges. She doesn't take nearly as long to kill, though, I don't think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she has a lot less health. You can take her out pretty quick, but she's really fast.
Yes, yes, she is. That and the freaking umbrella nonsense.
Does the umbrella have a health bar?
Yeah, it's real small, but yeah, it takes a couple hits sometimes. Unless your wild's up, then you can take it out.
I just wilded her, so she should be close to dead. Much closer. Damn it! The bloody... she's juggling my ass like crazy. Okay, I thought she was easier, but it's been a while. It's been a long time. She's much harder to dodge. It's just so over. For me, not for her. Yeah. Holy hell, that boss. Okay, let's go ahead and reset game here. Oh, my hands are all sweaty. Okay, let's go to options here. I'm on sassy difficulty, wild, maniac, Maximus. I think Ace Attention was actually played on Maximus, or maybe it was Maniac. I'm not sure. Whatever. He's a crazy guy. That's all I gotta say. And now let's go to let's see, area 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Let's go to boss. No, let's not do boss. Let's do area 1 of 7 here. I'm betting on about 15 seconds of me living.
Certainly be interesting to find out how it works.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually believe this is impossible.
It's not.
Yeah. Have you beat it?
Yeah,
That is not too
Well, no, I used
convincing.
to, when I was at the end, like the final months, I just to keep me sane, I kept on the hardest difficulty.
And you've actually beat these levels in hard difficulty, in the hardest
Yeah,
difficulty.
the whole game on the hardest.
Video or it didn't happen.
But right. But I did
Without
die.
developer cheat codes.
I thought by the end I could do it without dying, but I couldn't.
God, then you're a god amongst men. If you.
Yeah, God mode doesn't count.
Yeah, I have the dev mode on.
No, is there cheat codes? Is there a god mode, or is it only on your version of the game?
Yeah, no, there's no. I would just.
I know every developer always has their own cheat codes, but they usually pull them out of the release.
Yeah, and I didn't have any codes. I just had things like invincibility and stuff.
Wow, I broke the game. This is actually really badass looking. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's
Oh, dude.
And now I'm falling forever. And I
report, but I haven't been able to reproduce it.
Whee! I can't actually attack in midair and stuff right now, though. Otherwise, this would look really cool. So I broke his game. My bad. I'm so bad at the game. The game's just like, fuck you. Let's try
That's the
area
cool looking
5.
black and white stuff.
It does look really cool, though. I would actually like to see a level done intentionally like that. That would be kind of wonderful. Oh god, what are these guys? And they interrupted my crash attack. That's wonderful. It wasn't going to be a very strong crash attack anyway. Oh my god, this is absurd. Dodge spam doesn't work. Attack spam doesn't work. This is impossible. This person has rocket boots. That's fucking cheating. I want your rocket boots. Die and give me your rocket boots. Oh, jeez. So it's basically what's happening is that death animation where it all goes, that black and white, gets stuck is what's happening.
Yeah.
Seriously, I want a level done intentionally like that. That would, or a boss fight done intentionally like that. That'd be cool as hell. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Right.
Oh, god damn it, I can't do anything. I can't move, I can't attack, I can't dodge. That's the hardest difficulty last level for you guys. Alright, oh wow, I didn't realize how late it's getting. That's how fun this game is to play. Like, seriously, you're like, I'm gonna play this. Oh, it's been 12 hours later. That's the kind of game it is. I want to actually just kill one enemy in this mode. I would feel accomplished if I do that, and it's not gonna happen.
It's hard, dude.
No joke. Because there's a cooldown on your dodge, and so when they alternate their attacks to mess up, you can't dodge this shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to stay perfect, because if you get a dodge, then you can dodge again.
Ah.
So,
Pro
but yeah, you
tips
have to
right
be
there.
perfect.
Alright. Exit this before it makes me punch my monitor. Let's go ahead and move on to the Kickstarter Spotlight, which is messed up. I didn't. Okay, let me fix my scene here. There we go. Okay, Kickstarter Spotlight. This is Witch Marsh. It has 7 days to go. It has surpassed its $50,000 foreign money of some sort goal at $72,000.
What do you mean, some sort?
It's all Monopoly money to me.
Rude.
$50,000 fake money.
Well, it looks like an F.
Monopoly money, sterling.
So I take that. Okay, I was gonna say I assume then that is your currency, is what that is.
Yours.
All right, let's go ahead and watch the trailer here. And that was Witchmarsh.
It's pretty hot.
So stylish.
It
I'm
is.
a sucker for pixel art.
So am I.
Oh, yeah.
Really good pixel art like that. And oh my god, I found this just now, like just before the podcast, in my panic of oh god, I need a Kickstarter spotlight, and just found this going through Kickstarter itself. It hit. Oh my god, it looks wonderful. I want to play it so hard right now.
Yeah, the art is real good.
2D action RPG. It's very interesting. The setting, like I don't think I've ever seen a game with this setting. It's an action RPG set in 1920 Massachusetts. Create and manage a team of investigators in a story-driven supernatural mystery. So you're like supernatural investigators in the 1920s.
Looks sick.
They use
Is that the
supernatural
kind
powers
of-
themselves.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, is that the kind of action RPG you'd want to make, Kix?
Me, I like. So, like in this next game, it's more like Mario 3, sort of weird, cartoony fantasy. I don't do good at those. Like, I love those sort of aesthetics, but that's not where my mind goes. You know, when I'm making stuff, I like brighter colors and like Ace. I thought I would be different than Ace's Wild, but then I started sketching and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, blue skies and weird, cartoony stuff. And
Wow, this game has gotten a lot of coverage. Kotaku, Rock Paper Shotgun, PC Gamer, Indie Static, Indie Games, Killscreen. A comment from the guys of Crypto the Necrodancer, and a comment from the guys of Chasm, which this does, in a way, remind me a bit of Chasm, being the great pixel art, 2D action platformer RPG kind of thing.
yeah,
And-
that's what I thought of too.
Oh god, I want to play this now. How did I not know this existed until today? Is beyond me. And looks like Chucklefish is publishing it now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or
Cool,
you know,
they've got their fingers in a lot of pies.
yeah, a lot of good
Yeah, right.
pies, really good
Yeah.
pies. All their like Chucklefish has no interest in anything that's not a great indie game. Like seriously, they're not the kind of people that grab any game they can get their hands on. They only go after the really good ones. Oh god, I want to play this now. It does definitely remind me of Chasm, but it maybe with more depth to the RPG mechanics. And you know, it's definitely a different pixel art style. Chasm's like quite a few pixels in the characters, done really well, and this is a lot less pixels in the characters, done really well.
Yeah,
So, but the combat wise, it definitely reminds me a lot of Chasm by these gifs right here. This gif's really cool. The guy just like baseball bats the guy's head off, the
There's
zombie's
fire
head off.
axe animations.
I love gifs.
And
Ooh, that,
giblets fly everywhere.
oh
Sorry.
god, that archery, and that boss. Look at that. You'll see it here in a second, but scroll down to this gif. That boss is kind of wonderful, assuming it's a boss.
yeah. I don't know. That guy's really cool though.
Yeah, he is. It's just horrifying. It's like, oh god, don't get near me with that giant sword. And the arrows are just bouncing off his shield. This, oh my god, I want this now so much. I need to contact these devs and be like, give me a build right now, please. And I love the mixture of the party. There's like a a wizard guy. There's a gun-toting guy. You know, I love the different variety of the playstyles of the characters. And I'm wondering, I haven't read too deeply into this, but I'm wondering if it's kind of game where you can switch between which one you're controlling at will, maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's all the different characters so far. Wow, they have a dynamic character right here with these big old horns. That guy's badass looking. I'm liking the gun-toting guy with the long coat and the pimping hat.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Then you got the big, like, 20s mobster-looking guy here.
Yeah, I want whoever punches, I'm gonna use that guy.
That guy looks pretty awesome. This game, I'm glad I found it because this needs to be on my radar.
Definitely.
Let's see. They've already passed their goal. Let's see what they have for stretch goals here. I always like looking at the stretch goals. Where are you, stretch goals?
They are somewhere.
Right here.
I passed them.
Yep.
There we go.
50K the game, 70K alternate character pack plus hardcore mode, which they have hit that already. 90K a new investigator, which is the alchemist. Let's see, 120K is freelancer mode, an all new multiplayer. Ooh, is this game multiplayer? I hope it's not just local multiplayer. If this had online multiplayer, that would be fantastic. And if it does, Josh, me and you are doing a series of it.
Sounds good to me.
Let's see. Battle waves of enemies in a series of combat challenges. That sounds interesting. Additional artist. They'll hire another artist, and if they get 130K, 145K is a bonus track. And 150K is new area, the Brackish Abyss. 175K, more content. Great full polish game.
I like how they run out of ideas.
Yeah, it's just more content. That's pretty generic.
But more.
Hey, I'm fine with that. What's here already is wonderful, so more wonderful equals good.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's see what their top tier rewards are. I always like looking at those on Kickstarter and wishing I was a ridiculously rich bastard who could throw like $5,000 at Kickstarters.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Let's see what the ultimate one is. $5,000 Monopoly money is the ultimate backer tier. Includes all previous rewards. Includes boss, monster, and portrait tiers. Near the end of the game's development cycle, will send you a total of 6 top secret Witchmarsh gifts. So it's like a one of those box things subscriptions. You get a mystery box of stuff. These will include official merchandise, exclusive toys and models, as well as the posters and postcards. Design a boss encounter appropriate to the game. Ever have a really neat idea for a video game boss? Let's see. Okay, so you design a boss, place in the credits. That's cool. Designing stuff like that are great tiers. Also, like putting you in the game is always awesome tier rewards. Let's see what the second best one is here. Design a boss encounter. So that was from the previous tier, where that came from, actually. And let's see. So you could design a boss at 1.3K instead of 5K. At 500...
Oh, only 1.3 thousand?
Whatever your money is.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
That's
like
$5,000 here. $5,000 by like the currency exchange rate. Currently, it's probably like 1 million American money. I don't know.
I think that's right.
That's absolutely accurate.
How I generally do it is any amount in dollars, you just take a third of that, and that's how much it is in sterling.
So wait, your currency is a lower value than US dollar? I thought it was higher.
It's higher value, which means like a lower number.
Oh right, okay.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was.
So like 100 US is 30 sterling?
No, it's more like 70.
70. Oh, take a third off. Like, okay, third off the top.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
It's not worth that much. God.
No, I was going to say, wow. Sterling. What is I thought it was like pounds.
Yeah, pounds sterling. I
Okay.
just say sterling because it's a good word.
That's where he's from.
Or quid.
Or quid, yeah. Which, that at first that seems weird to us. There's so many different names. But then you think American money, we have dollar, buck, cash. We have all kinds of slang for it too. So that's all that really is. It's just different slang for the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, that is. I'm going to quit scrolling up and down repeatedly like an idiot on the stream here. I probably look like a moron. But I'm just like here doing nothing, so I'm just smacking my scroll wheel for no apparent reason. Okay, and that is Witch Marsh. Oh, I want this game so bad.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm glad it hit its goal, and it absolutely should because it looks fantastic. I like to usually target games that haven't hit their goal yet on the spotlight, but this game is just too wonderful to not show off. Just like last week with Super Hot was the spotlight last week, and it hit its goal already. But I was like, I don't care, I'm spotlighting it anyway.
Have
Super
you
Hot.
checked out Super Hot?
Yeah, I did a video of its original Game Jam version back when it first came out. And in my video, I like straight up said I want them to take this and make it into a fully fleshed out game. Guess what they're doing?
Well,
Yes.
great. Yeah,
Yes.
I played it too. It was
It's
I
so
enjoyed
good.
it.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's cool.
You played it too, haven't you, Josh?
Oh
It was
yeah. It's
from
it's
the-
really good fun.
It is.
It's just a really interesting concept.
I hope they hit the stretch goal on that one. They're going to give you instant replays of the levels. They'll replay the level in real time instead of the time shifting mechanics, because that will
Nice.
make you look like an ultimate badass.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I want them to hit that stretch goal. I want that to be a thing. All right,
Yeah,
let's go ahead.
I
And...
just
Sorry,
sorry.
go ahead. Go on.
I was just going to say I hope they like make more of that time bending mechanic because it worked really well for the Game Jam game, but
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to work in a full release. So I'll be interested to see that.
There's definitely some more interesting stuff added to it. Have you watched the Kickstarter trailer for it or not?
I did, but a very long time ago.
There's parts where you have a katana and you're cutting bullets out of the air.
Oh, sweet.
That is wonderful. And there's a scene they show in the trailer a couple times where there's bullets come. Did I lose you guys?
No.
Oh, sorry, no.
Yeah.
My wireless headset lost sync for a second. It tends to do that.
good.
But there's a scene where you're in a long hallway with enemies at the end shooting at you, and there's also bullets coming through the windows because it's like a bunch of stained glass windows down this hallway, and there's just like bullets and glass flying in slow motion, and it is fantastic.
Awesome.
Awesome.
It is. Oh god, both these games, so good. There's a lot of cool stuff coming down the indie pipe right now. There really is.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
All right, let's do our wrap up. Let's start with Tyler. Drop some links to where people can get your. We played your game and never even threw a link down to it, did we?
I had it open and then I closed it. Let's get it.
Throw in either your site or the Steam link, whichever one you prefer. It's also on Steam. You can just search Aces Wild and find it on Steam. What is the price of it?
I don't know. It's like a long story.
You don't know what the price of your game is?
Well, it is $10 normally, but it was like, I think there's like a caveat like in the contract to make sure like
Launch sale? The launch
well,
week
no,
sale?
like to make sure like because I was in a bundle at the Humble store and
Right?
it's like I wanted to keep the prices down like to match that, but then I didn't know how long it would take and I forgot I was going to be in this bundle, and so like the price anyway, it's 10 right now.
And it is worth every goddamn cent of that. Play this game. It's so good. Do it.
Thanks. Yeah, I was watching you play. Felt proud again, so thanks for playing it.
And go ahead and throw down other links you might want to, where they can find you, more information about you, like your Twitter link if you want to.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
like
All the
processing
links.
all that.
This
yeah, I'm
is
at CAS Kicks, CAS_Kicks. That is Culture Attack Studio.
Oh, that's what it stands for. I did not know
yeah,
that.
most people don't know. They like pronounce it. So, but yeah,
All right.
sorry, my just internet's being slow.
That's all right. And you can go ahead and Josh, tell people where they can find you, what you do, why they should care.
Well, I don't know why they should care, but no, I do videos and previews and reviews of all sorts of indie games, new ones, kickstarting ones, weird ones, free ones, all shapes and sizes, and just trying to find awesome things that people can play just to get something different into your video gaming life that's a bit like weird and off kilter. So that's what my video game YouTube is all about. Just having fun with weird games.
Yeah, he's a lot like me and focuses entirely on indie games. Though his
Yep.
videos, puts a lot more effort and editing into these days than I do. So, plus
wouldn't
British
say effort.
accent. That's enough reason to watch it right there. British accent.
Hey, if that's what people want, then they should definitely come and check out my stuff. It's youtube.com/GamingFTL and also at GamingFTL on Twitter. So,
Or GamingFTL, as I call him.
oh yeah, this is how you pronounce it on the continent.
Yes.
I know. That's funny. I only found out what that meant recently.
And throw your links in chat. Do it, Josh.
Oh yeah. That one. And that one. I tweet about all sorts of indie games that are happening and other people that do videos and articles about indie games, and also retweet some cool Screenshot Saturday stuff.
Sorry,
Sweet.
Zippy, but Zippy, you should look up at the Kickstarter link I just from the Kickstarter Spotlight we just got done doing. You gotta check out the trailer of that game. It is gorgeous pixel
Yeah,
art.
it's sick.
You should really check out that trailer of that Kickstarter since you missed us playing it live. And I am, of course, Fedora Gamer. I am an indie game YouTuber, primarily a YouTuber. Here on Hitbox, I mostly only do the podcast. As I say every week, I would like to stream more. I just gotta find the time to do it. But you can find me every week for the Randomly Generated Podcast here on hitbox.tv/Fedora Gamer with a 4 for the A in gamer, which again is always awkward to say. If you are not following this Hitbox channel and you're watching this right now, you should click that follow button and check us out every week with new guests and usually a co-host, except for the last month. Anyway, besides my slacker dragon, I am also, as I said, primarily an indie game YouTuber at youtube.com/Fedora Gamer. You can also find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Fedora Gamer. And, I love indie games, and I try to make videos of indie games, even though I've been slacking at it lately. So, check us. Oh, hey, let's hit the enter button. There we go. I can actually put those in that I typed out 5 minutes ago. I do that. Like, a lot of times I type out a tweet that I start the podcast and then forget to actually send it out.
on Twitter all the time. I feel ridiculous, like I'm an old man.
You're
I know
not
exactly
the only
what
one.
you mean.
Okay, everybody does it. We'll go with that. Or we're all
Yep.
going senile. One of the two.
You
know what?
It's kind of cathartic to type something out. Maybe
You know-
you don't have to send it, but
One thing I forgot to mention earlier that's really interesting about Tyler here, he's actually, as far as I know, the indie dev that lives the closest to me. He only lives 100 miles away from me, actually.
That's not
Where
close.
are you?
I don't really want to say on
Oh,
public.
okay, cool. But I'm 100 miles from you then.
Yep. I'm in the middle of nowhere. One of these days, I should take a trip to do you mind if I say where you live? I know you have it on your profile.
No, my information is public, but I
Okay.
appreciate you asking. But yeah, I live in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
So I should take a trip to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and hook up with Tyler sometime. We can do a video of multiplayer, because there is multiplayer in Aces Wild, local only though.
It's
But
true.
we should do
Yeah.
a local multiplayer video Aces Wild sometime. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, I just thought I'd throw out that interesting fact because I don't believe there's any indie devs that exist that are closer to me than you are. There's some in Denver, which is a
Yeah,
little
and
further.
like I think in Fort Collins too. And I
Yes.
remember when I was like out of college, I didn't know what I was doing yet, so I was like applying to like some close places, and it's just I don't want to like crap on anybody. It's like yeah, I'm doing good now. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's some in the Fort Collins and Denver. There's some, but I don't think I don't know of any of them that have anything that's like released.
yeah, and I don't know if they're anything that got me excited. I mean there could be, but I haven't seen it. I guess what I'm saying. Not this local.
I should look into that. If there's any released ones from other local areas that I could hit up those devs for on the podcast and stuff for.
Yeah.
All right, but that's the end of the podcast. Thank you for joining us. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
thanks, bye.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Are we off the air yet?
Yes, we are now.
Sweet.